Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Today we'll be discussing Ripple and XRP. That's where most crypto and money matters ended up. So, without further ado, let's get started. Let's begin with Anderson's tweet on turning up the on-demand liquidity volume, in which he quotes Tranquilo. The Japanese fintech giant SBI Group's crypto asset business plans to leverage XRP for real-time remittance as part of a new strategy to increase the adoption of Ripple's on-demand liquidity service, as announced by Twitter's Tranquilo. To be sure, when we take a closer look at SBI and their plans for Ripple and XRP, I believe they have a massive plan for making use of this. Also, keep in mind, so to speak, that SBI's CEO only recently mentioned something to the effect that this all dates back to, like, Juani, 20, or maybe even 2019. Here I mentioned that, the year 2025 was cited. The whole banking system in Japan will eventually adopt Ripple and XRP. Yes, you heard me, this piece is still a part of my mental world of rent-free. In 2019, SBI has been one of Ripple's most reliable partners. By 2025, they claim, all Japanese financial institutions will have adopted Ripple and XRP. It wouldn't surprise me if this did happen, although I'm not sure about the timeline. Ripple has been growing rapidly in markets outside the United States over the past 2.5 years, and the weirdest part is that we entered the market before the institutions and most of retail. They've also increased their product line and promoted crypto and XRP even further. Consider all this in light of the expanding use cases for the XRP ledger. The future looks bright to me, and hey, listen up, it might be 2019 already. It's still very recent, though, right? In the fast-paced world of business and technology, for years seems like an eternity. In crypto, a year, 2 years, or even 4 years may seem like an eternity to some, but that's not the case. I think it's important for you to know that. The industry is changing rapidly and that 82% of firms fail due to inadequate cash flow management, as was recently announced by Trainload. Learn more about how we can help your government agency or business become even more financially flexible. Also, that is the XRP logo you see. Here we have unlocked trapped wealth with blockchain-based liquidity solution with of course XRP at the center points. The importance of cash flow to a company is emphasized. Furthermore, we find that 82% of businesses fail because of poor cash flow management, as reported by a US bank research. Understanding the influence of both immediate and future obligations on a company's cash flow is what liquidity management is all about. It also ensures that cash is available and provides an overview of the company's financial health. International transactions are included in this. They go so far as to claim that the financial networks made up of correspondent banks and non-banking players that serve as intermediaries between the nations sending and receiving SIPEN's payments are essential to the smooth operation of international monetary transactions. However, settlements may be delayed due to operational hours and time zone differences. Impact variations and ancillary costs also need to be considered. And that's where we see blockchain come into play. Blockchain technology has already been shown to enhance certain aspects of international transactions, such as liquidity management. Liquidity bridges, which function similarly to conventional financial networks like QUIC, SEPA, and SIPs by connecting distinct blockchain or decentralized exchange networks, are discussed as a means of mitigating this fragmentation. The Enbridge ledger is discussed in this section as well. Please elaborate about CBDCs. In addition, as we will see in the forthcoming Project Enbridge report, the blockchain platform demonstrates the great potential for enhancing the current system and enabling instant, low-cost, and accessible cross-border payments by connecting multiple digital currencies in a single technical infrastructure. Enbridge is just one example of a liquidity bridge that can assist PSPs like international banks and financial institutions in improving the efficiency of their global liquidity management. And yes, this is also really intriguing thinking about how much we've discussed Enbridge and CDCS. We've discussed XRP's role as a bridge currency, and we've acknowledged that, while liquidity bridges offer many advantages, it can be challenging to aggregate all of those advantages into a single interface. But it is not impossible. Take Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution as an example. Ripple's is a true end-to-end platform designed for the entirety of the transaction chain, from the time an instruction is sent until settlement. I'll enlarge it so you can see it clearly. Here it is. The advantages are discussed in this article. What do you see as a conclusion for businesses in the cross-border payment industry? They can streamline liquidity management and ensure financial stability by adopting blockchain technology and liquidity bridges. This will allow them to allocate resources more effectively. I believe that enterprise-level and institutional-level users will be the first to adopt this technology, followed by consumers in the retail sector. Because, you guessed it, they'll be used in the solutions that are just standard all over the old world. However, they are blind to the fact that the analog has given way to the digital. This has huge implications because it means that people you know who aren't particularly interested in or knowledgeable about cryptocurrency may end up using the back-end solutions in which we have invested without even realizing it. In my opinion, this is a fantastic report. It's amusing to me that Tranquillo is focusing more attention on on-demand liquidity XRP and Ripple right now. I was likewise surprised to hear about the developments at SBI VC, given how narrowly they've been concentrating their efforts. I'm also quite pleased to report that XDC has been performing admirably. She also mentioned that XRP is in high demand in the crypto space, where liquidity is strong and rising wallets are intriguing. Is there a pattern here? The XRP scan has been updated so that you can now check the destination tag's breakout and related history by clicking /. Thank you for the brief feeling of loss of opportunity. The events of late have been very monumental. Look at all this noise. There doesn't appear to be much entering, but there's a lot leaving. We're talking about a lot of XRP, mind you, millions. Therefore, this is of great importance. And from a personal standpoint, if we take a closer look, this is extremely exciting. There is a clear increase in the availability of funds on demand. If we examine the daily dates presented here, this is the 2nd, by the way. So, that was the day before yesterday. I'm recording this early in the morning of February 2nd. So I do apologize, I don't actually have the full updated view for the 2nd. But feel free to check it out if you guys are interested. To see the first straight away, let's go back to the beginning. Initially, we counted roughly 37.2 million XRP. And this has progressed really rapidly. Basically, a lot of it has vanished. Now it's in your hands. Another N, on the order of 2.8 million, has recently been observed. The majority of this, I presume, will have vanished. It's exciting since a lot of stuff is used for transaction volume with instantaneous liquidity. It's not uncommon to hear comments like, wow, $30 million or roughly 30 million XRP per day. This translates to $900 million in monthly stream XRP. My intuition tells me that a supply shock is on the horizon. People seem concerned about XRP supply shocks. Personally, I'm not convinced that will happen anytime soon. However, I do think that the loudness is noteworthy in this case. And that, I believe, will only increase more as on-demand liquidity use increases, as we are well aware. Nonetheless, I felt it necessary to bring it up, as there have been numerous recent developments concerning on-demand liquidity. Following the recent SEC case judgment, which was only 3 weeks ago now, there have been a lot of stories and conversations about, how things are going to look in the following weeks and months ahead. That choice has just begun to be considered. So far, we haven't observed any significant changes. But we'll spend some time discussing the Securities and Exchange Commission and legal action. Look at this. Insolvency for Justin. How hilarious that FTX has confirmed its intention to reopen the cryptocurrency exchange. In the meantime, can you guess what's happening here? I did disclose that the SEC had asked Coinbase to halt trade, and now we have Coinbase saying as much. This is an old article that was initially published on Thinking Crypto. Thanks to Brian Armstrong and the rest of the Coinbase team for standing firm in the face of SEC tyranny. The SEC has once again acted like the mob by ordering Coinbase to cease trading altcoins without providing any details as to why. Meanwhile, 3 Bitcoin maxis are celebrating the news by doing a victory lap. This shows why the success in the case or lawsuit involving Ripple and XRP is so significant, and how Coinbase and the industry at large may utilize it to fight back. One thing I will note about the XRP lawsuits is that they represented a major roadblock for the entire business sector. Because, as we look at what happened around the SEC and as we look at even the history around the SEC, we know that they are not acting in good faith for the space, they are acting in good faith for the bankers, which I did make a video about yesterday. As we look at the case around Ripple with XRP is solidified the fact that listen, we have 100% clarity here on the fact that these tokens are not securities, they are not securities in the even if it isn't the case for every token out there, it's still a useful precedent to set going forward, especially considering Coinbase is an exchange. So, I found this to be a really intriguing topic. Keep in mind that the SEC said 13 allegations were brought against Nance and the company's founder on June 5. And I bet you won't believe what Nance on July 31st, Nance will successfully pitch its crypto services to Dubai's institutional investors. In addition, Nance as of August 1st, XRP will be available to Japanese users. Pen and Ripple XRP have been in the news recently. Nance, a Japanese cryptocurrency exchange, will to list XRP alongside 33 other currencies when it is live in August 2023. And, yes, this is a huge deal. Nance is one of the largest exchanges in the world, and they have a lot of customers. However, I anticipate that Japan's exchange, SBI, will have even more users because, Japan. Ripple is also quite adamant about Japan. The company has been actively expanding and connecting within Japan for a very long time, dating all the way back to 2019 and beforehand. Again, I can't say for certain that by 2025, all Japanese financial institutions will have adopted Ripple and XRP. Nonetheless, I will say that I think Japan will be a major leader around crypto in the same way that Singapore, Hong Kong, and the UAE are today. The United States may be slow to catch on, but it's fine with me if other countries rush to embrace crypto's benefits. Listen, I'm fine with it, they can dither for as long as they like. I've already explained why I think this asset class will be worth $100 trillion in the future, and I'm not about to change my mind now. What XRP and Ripple have created is truly remarkable, as seen by the aforementioned reviews from industry leaders such as Trello. Even if we consider the current volume of on-demand liquidity, we see that it is substantial. In fact, it is growing rapidly. And I want you guys to realize this is just the beginning, and we will start to see this rising like we celebrate 30 million XRP being traded in a day around on-demand liquidity. Just wait until it's 300 million or possibly 3 billion, and I do think that day will eventually come, and that's when we can really kind of talk about supply shocks with XRP. Do I anticipate a sudden drop in XRP availability in the near future? I don't think so, but if it does, I'll be happy about it because it means XRP's value will increase dramatically too. If you liked this video, please hit that like button, subscribe for updates. See you later, bye.